Hello everyone, before we get into today's video, please follow our socials: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Instagram and Twitter. Alright, thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to the How's It Going podcast channel, episode 50. We've made it, it's come a long way, and as we promised, we have two guests on, Chris and Frank. How's it going, guys?
We're living. Frank G, how you feeling?
What's going on? I'm good.
Hey,
Glad to be on here.
Hey, shout out Luke, shout out Owen. It's obviously an honor to be on your 50th episode. Congratulations to making it to 50 episodes. People who are listening, they don't understand the grind and the grit that you even need to be consistent to have 50 shows.
Yeah, we talk about the same thing with us. People were like, we have 100 shows. You guys will get there. Everyone's impressed because not a lot of people are doing this right now.
Just got to
so
put in
congrats,
the work.
Guys.
Just put in the work, man.
Sorry, Luke, go on.
Oh, well, so as it's a special episode, and we've got two guests on, as we promised on our Instagram. By the way, links in the description to Chris and Frank. Check out their podcast and all their socials. So we kind of just, for the start, we're just going to, have a chat. How y'all been doing? What's been going on? How's it been going with your podcast?
Yeah, how's it going? Right, it's going well. Me and Frank, look, we're salesmen. We have a 9-to-5, and then we hustle on the side. We have, the Build Your Empire podcast available on all platforms, in which we just try and bring value to the audience. The same thing you guys are doing, trying to have valuable conversations and try and convey points. Look, we're all trying to go after the same thing. We're just taking a different path to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
So just a really quick explanation, just for the viewers who haven't seen YouTube before. Chris, we know we've had you on before. I've got to see you a little bit, but Frank, would you just like to introduce yourself, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, guys. So yeah, me and Chris, we have the Build Your Empire podcast. We are on Spotify, Apple podcasting, pretty much everywhere. Those are the main two. YouTube. I see you guys promote your YouTube a lot. So yeah, like Chris said, I'm a salesman. I work for a company, Salvatore Ferragamo. I believe you guys have some in your part of the world. I manage a store, and the 9-to-5 is, pays the bills, and then you try and hustle and create the empire on the side.
Yeah, man. That's the way I like.
How's it going? Build your empire.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So you guys seem real young. So you guys started this at a great age, it looks like.
Started this a year ago.
And
a year ago, we're both 15.
16. I will both 15 now.
15.
Frank,
Yeah,
they're both extremely passionate, at least on the podcast. I tried conveying to them in the past episode, if they were to really continue this, me and you being 29, by the time they reach our age, I could make serious money off this shit.
Well, it's crazy. It's crazy to think, where will podcasting be? I mean, we're 29. You guys aren't even 20 yet. So it's, youth is a powerful thing. I mean, we're very young as well. And also, Luke, you have one of the deepest voices I have ever heard for a 15-year-old. I just throw that out there. It's good for radio.
Yo,
or podcasting.
Or podcasting.
Guess that's why people like it so much.
So let's throw out.
Sorry, I just wanted to say something actually. I'll talk to you about Chris. I'll talk to you about this in DMs. But for anyone who doesn't know, Chris kind of predicted Liam leaving us, which was quite scary. I'll play a clip now.
Have a better show. 99.5% of the people they're going to give up. One of you three may drop off, or just maybe one of you who really enjoyed podcasting to continue.
You actually kind of predicted it, and when I talked to you about it in DMs, you were spitting facts, like you were telling the truth and how it was, and how we can recover, and gave us advice. So we thank you for that.
Yeah, man. When you're in the social game, or the marketing, building an audience, and when it comes to actual content creation. Look, it's very hard to build your team, to have people have the same vision or believe in your vision. I mean, you can take me and Frank, for example. Frank he's a key member of the team, but Frank more or less leads all creativity, I think, in my plate. I don't know if that's true or not, but he just believes that I'm gonna get us there. So he's on time, he's punctual, he comes with his own thoughts, but for the most part, I think, and Frank, I mean, maybe I'm wrong here, you leave that to me and you just execute.
Yeah, I mean, I know the importance of a connection. You know, so there's always a team, right? And then it's important to know there's always a position for everyone on a team. So yeah, you're gonna have someone who kind of creates some things. You need the people who are gonna be there on time and believe. So Chris certainly does a lot of the has a lot of the IP, intellectual property of the show, and we just have a great connection where it's just always something that could be valuable or just an interesting discussion.
And
Yeah,
that's what every job, Luke, Owen. I mean, every job, you're going to notice when you get into the workforce, you're going to you're going to be a part of a team, and then you're going to see turnover on your team. People don't like the job, they're going to leave. You're going to rehire someone else. They don't like the job, they're going to leave. You're going to be consistent and stay there for 3 to 5 years. You're going to see the turnover. I mean, that shit happens with your friends. It happens with your family. It just happens. It's part of the game.
Yeah, you've got to have that
Yeah,
chemistry
man, you're right.
amongst your team and amongst your hosts, which
Well, that's sort of similar to what you were just saying then with me and Luke. You know, Luke's kind of, he makes everything work. He's the
I'm
workhorse
the
of
doer.
our team, really.
I'm the
You're
doer.
the doer,
Owen's
I'm
the
the
teller.
thinker.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So it'd be like I'll kind of lead the podcast and what we should talk about, and Luke just puts it into action and creates the content for everyone, really.
Well, I mean, everyone's minds work differently, right?
Absolutely.
So the psychology of my mind when it comes to penetrating the audience or how to get guests or how to, do X, Y, and Z is probably going to be drastically different than how Frank would execute. He may not have those skills, but he has other skills, such as, in the podcast, I may get loud or change energies while he kind of it keeps that level-headed energy, right? So the audience may cater to him where, I may be doing all his back end work, but when the actual show comes on and it's live, they may enjoy his voice and his thoughts. They don't see the back end process, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's what the audience wants.
Yeah, you just got to cater to your audience.
And going back to everyone's mind's different. So, build your empire. We started talking about a lot of business, have a lot of business people on the show. And certainly Chris's mind has more of a business foundation than I do. And it's something that, you have to look at it as being willing to learn. You don't know everything. So as long as you're willing to learn, then, being a part of that team where someone knows something better, more than you, is beneficial to yourself.
Now, Luke and Owen, also, what's crazy is how, you quote unquote said I predicted Liam leaving. The most important part of all this content and everything you're doing is that it's recorded to use in perpetuity. All right. So what that means is you guys could be talking about a topic, and in 5 years, that topic can come to life. And you can recall back the footage from 5 years in the past. And now that footage hits twice more, right? So that footage initially hit when it was spoken about, probably was not consumed. But in 5 years, when it turns into life, you can be like, ha, told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean, man.
Going on from what Chris says and what Frank says, it's all about chemistry and who you're with. If they're what's the word, motivated. If they're motivated to what you're doing, then it's going to make the performance and the quality for the viewers a whole lot better. And Liam said this when he decided to leave. He just says, I'd rather have the podcast a better quality rather than me being there bringing it down, which I think is quite good for what I did.
So he left to have the podcast of better quality because he wasn't confident he brought quality.
That's one of the reasons. And he just kind of felt like,
That's an excuse.
it just kind of felt like, you know, it was.
Certainly could be an insecurity. I mean,
I was going to say that. Yeah.
and I mean, and obviously an excuse for an insecurity, but there could be many things behind it. So
Yeah. I mean, he may just not like it. He may not, want to be consistent.
not everyone wants to have a voice on a platform heard by however many people you eventually gain.
I tell you what, though, the relationship between you guys, if it hasn't already changed, the more work and the more what I like to use buzz factors, meaning, your audience may not know who the fuck I am. But if you had a true celebrity come on, that's a buzz factor, right? So Liam and your audience are going to be like, oh shit, they're doing it big. And now it creates a weird tension. And you're going to see that through your friends at school, through, your family. You're going to see strange interactions the more work you put in with longevity.
Yeah.
Where did you guys meet, by the way? Just
me and Owens,
background.
Me and Owens known each other since, I don't know what it is over in America, but it's like before your first
like
school.
Preschool. Like we've been
so
together since we were
a decade or so.
Yeah, just over a decade.
And we go to the same school and stuff.
Okay, so you guys kind of potentially similar to us. I mean, me and Chris, we met at Carvel, scooping ice cream. I mean, you just never know, right? Well, who you're going to meet, where you're going to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, for anyone listening, that's why us appearing on this show is important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I go through the same issue as you. Finding guests on the show is a pain in the ass, is it not?
It can very well be a pain in the ass.
Scheduling is a pain scheduling us,
especially time zones, it can be.
Correct. But the reason why I take these opportunities is a few reasons. One, you don't know who's listening, so you could always teach and educate.
That's what me and Owen always say. You never know who's listening.
You never know. Secondly, look, I told Frank prior to coming on, you guys could end up blowing up in your high school and then blowing up in your country. And then we could just be steady grinding. You guys can end up, giving us a call saying, hey, come down to the UK. We got, promotions for you. You just never know what could happen, and vice versa, right? I mean, if we blow up, you guys have direct access to us. I mean, having access to people is so valuable. You have no idea. That's what you're trying to get. You're trying to get access to these people to have these conversations.
And guests on your podcast is just like building your network.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key word. Networking. For all the viewers listening, networking is the key to anything you do. You want to be the next level football player, the next entrepreneur, anything. It's all about the people who you know. So it's always good, meet everyone, shake everyone's hand in that room. That's what they say, don't they?
Well, you got to dap them up now.
You've got to an interview hand because you never know.
You never know.
You just never know who's listening or talking to you.
I have a quick story that may be funny for you guys, and I was actually going to say it on our podcast later tonight. So I contacted this celebrity back in January. I sent him a DM, wanted him to come on the show. This is very fraudulent of me. I'm calling myself a fraud. I don't like this guy. I don't like his views. I don't like the way he posts on social media. In fact, I report many of his posts, and I tried getting him on the show. And he didn't answer me, but he answered me last night. And he was so nice. He's like, yeah, I'll hop on the show. Now I feel bad because now I'm like, this guy's a nice guy. And I didn't like him for no reason. Now he may hop on the show, and it all starts with a DM, a pitch, and just networking.
Yeah.
It goes back to, that saying, you never know who's who, if that makes sense. You could look at somebody on social media and think, oh, mate, what a dick, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know him, you've never met him, but then when you actually have that one-to-one.
I was going to say, it goes back to the simplest saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Absolutely.
Yeah, you just...
I was judging hard.
Yeah, apparently.
Judging hard.
But from your guys' aspects, I'm pretty sure I gave you guys a good amount of value. Every time you contact me, I give you guys a shit ton of things to do or things to change.
And you're the reason why we're on Spotify. You're the reason why we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and that.
I appreciate that, but that's the networking, right? So you guys reaching out to, more or less a nobody ended up giving you good amount of information to use and leverage for later on. Now people that are like, holy shit, Luke Owen, how do I get on Spotify? Boom.
Yeah. I've definitely had that. I had that in school.
Yeah, you may look at, okay, so Chris just gave me all this knowledge. He knows a lot about podcasting and he gets a lot of this credit. But then you got to look back that you guys did the networking. You guys reached out. Now you guys know. So, congrats to you guys. The power is all within you. So
now there's two things to that. One, you guys can't be dicks when someone reaches out to you, right? Mm-hmm. You have to, it's important for you to pass on the information. Don't, ego is not spreading your wisdom, right?
That's very true.
So don't be egotistical and try and educate whoever the person is. If they have 2 people listening, you give them your time because you just never know what the fuck could happen.
Yeah, we
100%, man.
I'd say we have a really good connection with our fan base, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure we've liked every YouTube comment, every Instagram comment. People that DM us, we reply back at some point, and we'll hear them out. Someone contacts us about coming on. We talk to them, and then if they came on, they came on. If they don't,
that gets uncomfortable, right? If you have like a distant cousin reach out, they want to hop on the podcast, and you're just like, shit.
They gotta know the business aspect of it. You got value for me, cuz?
Yeah, if people say, "Can I come on?" We gotta say, "All right, why?"
Yeah, we just quiz them. Like,
also, do you guys even listen? You want to be on the podcast? Have you even listened? To our episodes?
Yeah, exactly. That bothers me.
Or do you just want to be on for clout or whatever the word is?
I heard someone recently though say, I think it was Waka Flocka. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Oh yeah, I know.
But he said something that was pretty profound. He was like, I don't want my friends and family to be fans of me. I don't want them to listen or consume my content. I want my fans to be fans. I want my friends and family to be just real and honest with me. So that kind of stuck with me. I fuck with that. Because you guys are going to notice as you guys grow and you guys figure out the content distribution and the creativity of content, you're going to have fans all over the world. And it's kind of crazy that they show you more love than the kid next to you at school.
Yeah. It's like you said. Right. I think you said something about last time that you can have fans in bloody Argentina or whatever who are more loyal and more dedicated than the people you went to school with.
100%. I'm glad I said that show and this show.
Well, the people closely though, they're judging you on other things as well. There's a lot of psychological factors to all that.
Frank's group of friends don't follow me on Instagram, but watch my stories. Why? That's annoying.
Hey, that's the question. You just know. It's weird because we get in school, but with a group of kids that we don't really get on with, but they'll all come up to us and go, "Oh, is your podcast all right? How are you doing? Can I come on podcast?" That sort of a thing where they try and get at you because you're trying to do something good for no reason.
Yeah,
that's because they're not. That's because they're not. They see you moving. They're jealous.
100%. It's all about you moving, and you got to keep moving. The problem is, though, with you guys, if you can't have a Liam mindset, and Liam, if you're listening, I don't say that in a negative connotation. The problem is, it's really fucking hard, guys. It's hard. Like Luke put up a post before, he spelled with wrong.
I saw that actually.
So
it's funny you say that.
It's like you guys are doing it, but you can't spell with right? So that's because it's fucking hard. It's hard. The fact that you even did it is better than not doing it.
Yeah.
At least
that's so true.
We're trying to take it seriously at that point.
And I could see 3 people on a podcast being difficult.
Annoying?
Yes.
Difficult, yeah.
Yes.
Because I mean, we have 4 right now, and we're doing pretty well. But there's, you got to be worried about talking time, talking over each other, and like you said, I mean, everybody's got a different mindset and passion for what they're doing. So
I told Frank prior to this, you guys are getting into the broadcasting and communication business. This is what podcasting is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with that, you're also in social media and marketing and sales. But for now, the talking aspect, this is purely broadcasting. So the advice I would give you guys is, I don't know who are major radio hosts in your country or who you listen to, but listen to them. And you'll pick up a lot of information, such as when to answer questions, when to pivot from questions, when to understand that someone feels uncomfortable, when to not talk over each other. You learn all that shit, and it's vital for your success.
Yeah, definitely. I could sit here for an hour and talk about the difficulties of recording with 3 people, but as we said before, it's just the dedication and the motivation that we had that got us through it. And we had a few arguments, but we've said all right, what we're going to do about it then, and then we sat down, we decided it, and then it was fine.
Well, it'd be things like, do you remember, like, if we were
Owen, before you say that, I got to put you on the spot. Do you care to tell us what the arguments were?
Well, we can tell one. We can tell one. So here's a story. So me, Luke, and Liam were prepping for just brainstorming loads of topics for a podcast, and we got into one. I can't remember off the top of my head what the topic was, but it was really controversial, and we started arguing for ages. I don't think about
that one, but
so you guys all had different opinions.
Yeah. It wasn't even recording. We were just arguing for ages, and then at the end of it, Luke just went, "Why didn't we record that?"
Yeah.
To be honest, that sounds like it would have been a good show.
It would have been funny. It would have been
controversy is clout. Controversy sells more than anything. I mean, the only problem is, as a brand and as like as a person, do you want to get into that, right? Because controversy sells the most, but you're gonna get hated on. Can you handle that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why we were gonna do one on Black Lives Matter, but then we decided against it because you'll get you'll probably get hate or people saying stuff to you.
Yeah,
it's a touchy subject. That's why we didn't.
I remember me and Frank, we did an episode about that when George Floyd happened. We just didn't promote it.
We didn't, and we didn't like touch it too hard with like real like tough like opinions.
Well, I try and stay away from politics.
Well, like it's good to. I'm not saying it's bad to talk about it. It's good to talk about it because you're giving your views on it, and people can listen to your views rather than the news reporter's views or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then again, the side of it, then people will just give you hate or try cancel you or whatever.
You guys can't even think like that because you're so far away from being canceled that it doesn't even matter. If someone is talking about canceling you guys are actually winning.
It just comes down, what me and Luke look at it as is, we have all these really good controversial ideas, but it's whether do we put that out, get loads of views, but take a load of heat for it and get absolutely slated, or just go for it and not care. We don't really know what would be the best approach.
With these like controversial subjects, we could make a good podcast out of it. We could have a proper discussion about it, but it's just the backlash that we could get from it and the aftermath of it, which is kind of putting us off it.
That's just putting your name out there.
Yeah,
we're talking about you.
Owen, to answer your question, one, for you to discuss certain topics, the question is how credible and how much validity do you as individuals have? Mm-hmm. That's number one. Second, there's a difference between having a profound statement and then promoting it to have people come to your podcast or website or social media, or fully talking about a topic that is so controversial people don't want to hear about it. So it's hard to answer that question because you gotta feel it out, man.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a trial and error situation, really, because
that's a good way of putting it.
On one hand, you could get really, your episode could absolutely blow up, depending on the conversation you're having. But you just get absolutely grilled in the comments for it. So it's
Oh,
a tough one.
well, then you got next week, right? That was your episode for that week, and now you got the next week. You move
Moving
on
to the next one.
Yeah.
And like I said before, that's just if you got people commenting on you negative, positive, I mean, they're still talking to you. You reach out to them and ask why you feel so negative about this.
I love my haters.
Yeah.
It's a good way. You just don't let hate get to you, because what's the point? It'll just bring you down. You just say, if you hate me, fuck off, or do whatever you want.
For you guys, the haters could be local, which means you know them. So local hating is different than hating on the internet. Like internet hating doesn't bother me, but if somebody who knows me hates on me, it's a problem, right? So when you guys get bigger and bigger, the local hating will actually seem less as well, because you have a larger audience.
Yeah. It just, I know what you mean.
And they really can't hate if you're blowing up. So with your local people.
I mean, even if you're not blowing up, you're moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going places.
Yeah. we look at it as, if you don't like what we're talking about, don't watch us. Like we've said that on a couple of episodes. Just don't watch us if you don't like us. You don't need to come over, give us a load of shit, then leave. Because, well, I mean, actually, now that I think about that, you keep coming back and clicking on our
they give us the extra view, but they're wasting their own time.
Well, that's what it is. That negativity, I mean, when you think about it, they're using valuable time, just like we got together today, using our time. I mean, Chris is working today. I know it's late for you guys. It's midday. I'm off on Mondays, but this is people's time. You use it productively, not for negative hate. And do you really mean it? Or are you just trying to get under their skin? Owen and Luke, you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
And you guys are putting in the work. That's what gets me hyped, right? That's why I'd put money on you guys that you guys would be successful, whether it's podcasting or not. You guys are going to have a successful job and probably be good financially. Even though you don't know shit about money, the fact that you're doing the work still in high school tells me that you guys have an entrepreneur mindset.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. That's really, we really appreciate just positive feedback from people. And I was going to just say earlier, I kind of look at you two like I look at me and Luke. I feel like we could be you when we're older. You've grinded way longer than us. You both, doing really well for yourselves. And I don't know. I just want to be like that. I want to be able to, like I've seen on Chris's story, you're going to these all fancy places and you're just living it because you don't care. Like, you don't really care what other people think here. And neither do you, Frank. You're just doing your own thing and you're all happy and you're living life.
I tell you, titties make us feel better.
Oh, I'm not sure what I can say about that. I mean, their combined age is our age.
I mean, that's true. I mean, we started grinding. Guys, remember, we started 4 podcasts. And our podcast now is still not a quote unquote success, right? So Owen, your words are extremely kind and extremely humbling, right? And thank you for that.
Yes.
But what you need to know, it's not hard to be us. It's almost a facade, right? We're living our lives, we're documenting it, and we're grinding. That is all we're doing. And the perception of that gives you the idea that we're doing well. Now, we are doing well. We have money, we have good jobs, we're doing exceptionally well, better than average. But we're not doing well enough for you to have such kind words.
To want to be us, yeah.
Yeah. So understand that you can very easily be us in a shorter time frame as well. You just have to conceptualize what the content is to your audience. And then other people are going to tell you what you just told us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you, man. I get you. Well, I just want to, let's just say on a side note, I've been listening to your podcast and they are the funniest things going. I was watching the...
we were on Xbox, actually. Yeah, we were on his Xbox.
the episode where you talk about the legalization of marijuana in New York.
That was funny.
And I was crying laughing at it. I just thought the funniest thing going.
We appreciate. So we actually couldn't do a show last week because me and Frank were away.
Oh, yeah, I seen on your stories.
Yeah, and Frank, it's like almost like we had an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Frank is not really supposed to go away, and he went away. So normally when we go away, I have an Inside the Empire show as to what we did when we go away. Ooh. So we had to skip the whole show.
I get you.
Well, you know, with this pandemic, I mean, it's just crazy. You're right. You, like you said, you see us going away and doing our thing, and the coronavirus stopped that, but can't stop us for too long.
Guys, let me tell you, if you think we're funny, you have no idea what we say and do off air. Like we try and keep a credible brand, but if we could actually be ourselves, I'm telling you, we would skyrocket, but we would have tons and tons of haters.
If anyone knows Liam, that's the exact same as well.
Well, I mean, I know. But I think like me and Luke were just saying, you two are like the people who we could just sit with at a bar and talk the whole night. You just
until me and Frank go get titties. We gotta go get titties. You two are just such a laugh, and we love having you on. We really do. Like, it's just the funniest thing. Because I mean, we're grinding in a similar way. We just like to hustle, make money, have good times. I'm almost jealous of your youth because you have. I mean, pretty soon, me and Frank, we gotta find wives, have kids, and it's not soon, but like within 5 to 7 years. Yeah.
Life's short.
You just live life to the fullest. That's what they say. Live life to the max. Enjoy yourself. And, you only get one life. So why don't you just do the things you love?
Absolutely. And then, I mean, you guys, when I spoke to you guys, you said that you base this podcast off of mental health and, do things that make your mental health, your mental health happy, just be true to yourself. Whatever you want in life, go get it.
Yeah. From your two mental health aspect, don't read too much into these comments. The judgment, people not supporting you. I mean, look, it's a series of up and down battles. So don't let that shit affect you.
Yeah, that's why we have the attitude as if you don't like it, go do one. You can go away.
Luke, when Liam left, you had a 3-minute clip of like goodbye, Liam. I wouldn't have even posted that. I'd be like, all right, Liam, peace, and then just keep it moving.
No tribute. No tribute for Liam.
Why the fuck am I gonna tribute someone dipping?
It sounds like one of you guys' close friends.
It was funny to make the video though. We didn't meme it, but it was just a laugh, kind of.
Yeah, we just thought it'd be a bit of a respectful thing to do because Liam.
He has been there since
he was a part. Yeah, I get it. I mean, but you're going to notice as well when you get older and this is a business or can become a business can get a little bit cutthroat. Mm-hmm.
It can get in the way of personal things sometimes.
100%.
Yeah, that's why when dealing with friendships and business, I mean, it truly, if there's a connection and understanding, then, you guys should be all right.
Yeah. I think that's a good note to end off on, actually, because I just got that thing where it says we've got 10 minutes left. But, I think I've really enjoyed this episode, and I think everyone here has, from what I can tell.
Yeah, it's been an absolute banger to, end off.
Really good podcast.
Oh, Luke, did I say it? So, what we're doing? To end off. Right, okay.
What you doing?
All right, everyone. This is the big reveal at the end of the episode.
This is a clip as well.
Oh shit, Frank! What's the reveal?
We've decided the way we're going to structure these episodes now, because we want to make our episodes more consistent. The big secret we've been keeping is we're going to now break our episodes up into seasons. So you've just seen the end of season 1. It's season 1. So
season finale.
We want to take a really more professional standpoint to recording and producing content. So. This has been an absolute banger to end season 1. So
I've thought about having seasons. So smart, good for you guys. As long as you have a strategy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys, if I can give you any advice, it's again to work on your content distribution. You really have to work on your thumbnails, guys. You have to work on your thumbnails.
Yeah.
You have to work on building your community, and I guess spelling. But by all means, I'm the worst grammar.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who are you to tell anyone?
Me, because I can end it with saying I'm also just as bad. But
I see what you're saying, so you can kind of teach a lesson. That
well, with season 2, it's going to be a complete redo. We're going to improve on everything. We're going to make it the best that we possibly can. And as we said, thank you for coming on, guys. It's been absolutely amazing. Links down below.
Thank you.
We got you, fellas.
Stuff.
Luke, could I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, and you shoot first.
I was just going to say, make sure everyone go check out the Build Your Empire podcast. Link in the description on Spotify. It's the funniest thing, like the most interesting, hilarious podcast I've ever seen.
I gave you a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts.
I appreciate that. So what I was going to say was my plug, which Owen gave me. So I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you guys thinking we're as funny as we think we are. So I mean, we truly do appreciate that.
You caught us on a good episode. Typically, we try and I mean, the episode before that where we talked cryptocurrency. You did not listen to that episode.
I listened to a bit of it. But...
I was just being thrown with really confusing
Luke, don't fucking lie, Luke.
No, I actually did. I watched.
I believe that.
Maybe you did, but I know the content and I know you guys.
I'll tell you what. So I watched the intro bit because you had a guest on, and that brought me to the video. Because you had a guest on.
I appreciate that. One last question: when you guys consume our content, do you consume it on a podcast or YouTube?
I do it on Spotify podcast.
I do it on Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
All right. Well, I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, your audience is dope for rocking with us. You are now rocking with the best, man.
Man. Just guys, please stay in touch.
Absolutely.
We'll stay in touch, man. And we'll, if you ever need anything from us, we got you covered. Don't worry.
We got you.
We're one DM away, fellas.
Yeah, man.
And I just want to say, be authentic. And if you think you guys talking those controversy topics, I say go for it. Just monitor how it is. That sounds.
Be you.
Just be yourself.
Well, Luke, we know what to do for season 2 then.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, fellas.
The Zoom call's about to cut out. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. It's been an amazing podcast.
See you later, guys.